Hello everybody and welcome again to my YouTube channel. In today's video I will be painting one of my coloring pages that you can find on my Patreon page. As you may know, there you can find monthly content that I make for you, like these coloring pages. You can download, print and color them with your favorite medium, or if you prefer, you can download them and paint them digitally. Once you join on Patreon, you'll have access to all of the existing content, so you can download all the coloring pages that I made during last year. I think that coloring pages are a great way to practice your painting skills without having to think too much about the subject that you're going to draw, because I've already done that for you. And they are also a great way to paint with your kids. They will have so much fun choosing what subject they want to color, and I can assure you that they will love to experiment with different colors and they will develop their painting skills too. So for this video I am painting one of my coloring pages from the Cacti Pots collection from last August. This one is a cacti dog pot. Yes, basically it's a dog's face that's supposed to be a pot that has plants in it. And in this coloring pages collection you can also find a panda, a cat, and a cow pot with cacti and succulents on it. Years ago I used to paint cacti a lot, and I got inspired to make these coloring pages because when we moved, some friends gave to us this succulent pot with the shape of a raccoon, and it's so cute. I love it and I have it in my studio and I see it every day. So I thought it would be a great idea to mix both of my passions, animals and cacti. Let's dive in and start this painting. It will be a fun exercise for me too, so if you want, you can tag along and paint with me. For this painting, I'm going to build up the face of the dog by adding overlapping layers from the lightest to the darkest, looking for those small variations in the light colors, and I will build up the shape of the dog by creating brush strokes that go in the direction of his muscles and fur. So for this painting I'm going to build up the face of the dog by adding overlapping layers from the lightest colors to the darkest, and to make it more fun I'll build up the shape of the dog by creating brush strokes in the direction of their muscles and the fur of the dog. So we'll start with the lightest colors first, and since this dog is whitish, it has like undertones, pink undertones, yellow undertones, and even slightly blue in some places. So I'll start by doing that. So what I'm trying to do here is looking at the reference picture to see the colors of the dog and see where the different colors are and the underlying tones. So I'm trying to paint the whole dog at the same time, so it's even and you don't have like some details finished and then the rest it's yet to do. So this is a nice way as well. If you are starting to paint, you might want to try that, to see the whole painting as one and not painting by small areas, like many people do start painting the eyes or something like that. Hello, Charlie. You're very needy lately. I'm trying to paint here. Hey, you. Thank you. Sorry. He just had his dinner and he's like, "Can we play now?" Right, so what I'm doing here is adding some complementary colors to the dog, since we played with some yellows and pink colors and the tones. Now I'm adding a bit of dark blue in some areas, so there is some contrast. And as well, I want to place this color to the darker areas as well, so in the shade areas and darker areas as well. And because the paint is still wet, it's mixing nicely at the moment. And then once we have these first layers of colors done, we can come in and add more details and contrast with more precise strokes and darker paint. Right, so right now I need to wait for the first layers to dry so I can keep adding more details and contrast and lines. So until the dog is dry, I will keep painting the cacti without touching too much the dog so they don't mix too much. Right, so because the cacti are different color than the dog, what I'm trying to do is, even though I'm taking a different color, which is the green one, I'm trying to mix the green color with some color that's already existing on the face of the dog. Like in this one, for example, I mixed the green with a yellow, so it has a little bit of the same color. And with this darker green, which is actually the same green, I just mixed it with a bit of the blue that I used for the face of the dog. So when you see the painting, you actually kind of see it as one and not as two different individual things, just placed one next to the other. So that's actually a very nice trick to do when you're painting two different things in one. Just try to take a little bit of the color that you used before and mix it with the new one you're adding. Right, now I'm going to try and paint the eye. I think this area is almost dry, so I'll be careful not to damage it. Also, as you can see, I have left plenty of spaces that are white from the paper, so that brings in light to the painting. Okay, so now that we have the painting done, either you could just leave it like that, or if you like to add more details like I do, and especially I like to add lines and some contrasting lines and details where I need them, you could then grab soft pencil like a 4B or 6B or something like that, or if you want you can use a pen as well, like a darker pen, and just use it to give some contrast on the lines that you need. So for the final details, I'm just using color pencil to add some lines and some details wherever I need the attention to go to, and also in some places just to draw the fur of the dog, but not everywhere, just in some detailed places. So if you're doing the outlines, just make sure not to draw all the lines the same. So you have this difference of thin and thick lines and strong and very thin lines. Just to add a little bit more detail, you can grab a white gel pen and just give some tiny details in the places that you see some bright shines, or just want to emphasize a bit of more details. If you notice, I tried to leave the dark on the right side, so it's like that's the shade part, and now I'm trying to add the white dots on the left. That's where the light comes from. So you don't need to do all of these details everywhere, just in the places that you see that it needs them. A mechanical pencil, which it will give me a very thin line just to make more visible the whiskers of the dog. And I think that will be it. And this is how it turned out. I think it might be my first time painting a dog, or maybe the second, so I'm quite happy with it. I would love to see your paintings too, so if you end up painting any of my cacti pot animals, please do tag me on Instagram so I can see it. And remember that you can join my Patreon, where you'll find monthly content like different wallpapers every month, different coloring pages, exclusive content, and even goodie bags delivered to your home every month. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy this painting as much as I did. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. See you next week. Bye!